Meyer brand snacks promise the great value you expect with a quality guarantee in every bite. And summertime snacking is our most favorite snacking season of all because Meyer brand makes it deliciously easy. From new lemonade flavors to classic ingredients for backyard s'mores to creamy ice cream varieties like new limited edition Purple Cow by Meyer Very Berry Americana with ribbons of real strawberry and blueberry swirls waving in creamy vanilla ice cream. Stop into Meyer and discover big taste and bigger savings on Meyer brand summertime snacks.
Morning meeting, all of you, same stuff. We got the program coming out that just gets deeper and deeper every day. You should be focused on, well, I want to tell you what you should be focused on. We are focused on, write this down, Grace, in chat, taking advantage of the now, which is fully loaded, taking advantage of preparation, hyper executing, or taking advantage of hyper execution, not just execution, hyper execution. Structuring for the now, and then restructuring for two futures. Right. Now, repeat that for me, then in about a few minutes, copy and paste again so other people can see it. But you read it back to me, Grace.
We should focus on taking advantage of the now.
Well, I switched it from we should focus on and said we focusing on, because I ain't want to tell nobody what they should do.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
We focus on. Okay.
Yeah. This is us.
We are focusing on taking advantage of the now, taking advantage of preparation, taking advantage of hyper execution, taking advantage of structuring for the now, and taking advantage of restructuring for two futures.
Righty, good stuff. Let me pause real quick. Let me talk to my fellas. Chadwick Boseman, familiar with him? The Black Panther guy, 42. All right, he's, besides the fact that he was fighting cancer 4 years, I mean, I wouldn't say in silence because his family and the right people knew, but that's not the point here. He did re-spark or at least reignite the conversation for colon cancer. So I'm talking to my men right now. Okay. We need to make sure that we're getting checked. Do y'all mind this announcement? I just want to make sure, I just want to make sure that us fellas is not sleeping on colon cancer. It seems to be pretty serious. I'm trying to be sensitive here, Susan, but it seems it's always been serious, but it's getting a whole lot more common than what it should be. And so just want to put that bug in our ear. Go ahead, Susan.
We have a really dear friend of ours who's a professional speaker. It was soon after Katie Couric's husband, if you remember, died of colon cancer, and he was battling at the same time, and they communicated. He was on her show several times, changed the whole course of his speaking career.
Yeah.
And he works exclusively in the healthcare industry and has had a very successful career, but he fought the battle and won. He's an amazing guy.
Yeah. Well, shout out to him for.
He was young. He was only, I don't know if he was 30s or 40s.
That's why I'm bringing it up. It seems to be getting younger and younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be getting younger and younger. You're absolutely right. Well, first off, let us give him his credit for turning tragedy into triumph, to borrow that cliche. And in truth, Phil's doing the same thing. So to your credit as well, Phil, he's turning a diagnosis into, healing for a lot of other people. So shout out to you as well. Don't want to overlook you. But even though we're not talking about this, I just pause. I'll go back. I should say to my men, it's especially my black men who don't go to the hospital, right? Because it's kind of our culture. Yeah, the colon cancer seems to be getting younger and younger and younger. Right? They teach us to go at 40. Mr. Bozeman was diagnosed at 39. Just put that bug out there. I probably would do it again, and something else will happen, which will strike us and have conversations. Just your body is smarter than you. Pain is there for a reason. Pain is there to warn you. Okay, go ahead, Sugar.
And while you're getting the colon checked, get the prostate checked as well, fellas.
There you go. I thought it was all one and the same. So see how much I know. see how much I know. So anyway, of course, law, this uncomfortable conversation, but have it. It's got to be had somewhere. There you go.
Comfortable in my world.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I mean, you got to have it, man. Gotta have it. So anyway, I used to think 40 was old. I'm less than a year from 40, so 40 is real young. You understand? Now middle age is 60. That's dead serious. Middle age.
I don't know. I don't really think any age is really old. I think because most of my friends have always been older than me, and they're always young at heart, so I don't really see that three-letter word.
No, yeah, that's a good way to see it. I know I'm act like this. I'm only gonna get worse. I know that much. I've been acting like this since I was a kid. Go ahead, Jared.
I still am a kid.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I was going to say, I could do that with Phil.
Yeah.
A lot of these things I think are related back to inflammation.
Yeah.
And it has a lot to do with what you eat and how you how you take care of yourself as you go along. So I think you can and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I think you can take care of a lot of that if you just take care of yourself a little better too.
Yeah. Well, first off, you're not wrong. That's facts. Yes, that's like, we're not gonna disagree with science. You should.
Here's a simple way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
You are what you eat.
Yeah.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I was shocked when. And then we'll get back to the meeting. Well, we are in the meeting. You need to know about this too as well. The guy was physically fit, chiseled body. I can't see anybody fat upon him, But then I'm just, making the assumption that he was wealthy. I would assume he wasn't eating at McDonald's because you have access when you to Whole Foods and things like that when you're wealthy. And it just made me think, wow, this could just happen, right? You know what I'm saying? It could be that. I mean, I don't know what caused, and that's not my job to know either. But it is worth saying that, we should start now being well. Okay? Start now being well. So hopefully that helps you out. Now, switching back to the original point, software's coming out. There have been no hurdles, no nothing. So everything's well. I started to say y'all should be focused. I say, you know what? Now let me let me tell you what we're focused on. So let me tell you what we are focused on. And then I'll make it applicable to you. Grace, could you repost that list for me? So Grace is reposting the list. This is happening in the first 30 seconds. And then I want you to see, so I'm going to let you see my brain. And then I'm going to make it applicable to you. It'll make sense a little bit. Go ahead, Grace, please.
You want me to read it?
Yes, ma'am. You read
Okay.
so well. You got that teacher's voice.
We are focused on taking advantage of the now, of preparation, of hyper execution, of structuring for the now, and of restructuring for two futures.
All right. Now, while that seems cryptic, I'll uncrypticize it. That's not a word, but we'll make it work right now. Okay. I'll make it clear. As software is being out, that means that it's a transition to another moment. Okay. It's a defining moment. Essentially, the way I run my life is also the way I run my company. So do you. I don't know if you know that, but that's the way you run your company too. The way you run your life is the way you run your company. Okay. The class, the financial class mindset that you have is also the financial classification that your company is in. So if you have a middle class mindset, your company operates in the middle class. It just is. If Susan says you are what you eat, then your business is what you are. It just is. That's just what it is. Okay. If you're a cutthroat leader, your business has cutthroat values. You're probably not big on customer service. You're probably not. You know, it's just a reflection. Now, I want you to understand that we have moved from defining moment to defining moment to defining moment. Let me take about 120 seconds to explain this to you. I've built the same business since 1996. Sometimes in a keynote or just an off-the-cuff remark, you'll hear me say 2008. Both of those answers are right. It depends on how I'm using the word I. Okay, depending on how I'm using the word I. If it's this guy, 2008. If it's when I first started building it, 1996. Okay, just depending on how I'm using I. But let's go to the origins. I first started building this company as a music a music company that was powered by a business system, a street team as well, to be extremely exact. And by 18, I had $100,000. So I did okay. And I went out to the Army and I did okay there too. I did okay. I was telling someone yesterday who was upset at their journey. Anybody familiar with being upset at your journey? Don't lie to me now. I need to come on now. No, I see. That's what happened when you talk. But that's when you talk to woke folk. Thank you for being transparent. You know, they don't like certain words. You know, it's just whatever words you want to translate that into. Can you relate to, being blank at your journey? Something that's not in the positive. Okay, something that does not serve you. All right, Liddell says, "Yep." Good.
Is that why you started off with colonoscopies?
Yeah, pretty much. Good point. And I was telling them that they're X amount of years into their, and it's a lot of years. I'll tell you, it's 9 years. And I listened. I didn't say anything. And I said, "Person, I hear you. your argument has 3 false assumptions. Because when I listen, so what the Army taught me to do is put things in memory files. And so I could basically, in 5 minutes, remember up to 500 things. It's probably more than that too. It's just something that I know how to do because I got trained to do it. So it's not something that's natural. It's just something I know how to do. I was trained to do it. So I'm just listening, boom, 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 boom. No problem. And I asked them, do you mind if I approach your conversation like a college professor? He said, yes, no problem. I said, all right. As a college professor, when my students would make an argument, I would tell them that I'm going to give your paper a D because your argument has assumptions that you are not supposed to do, right? It doesn't matter what you can tell me the sky is black. It's no problem. If you prove your argument with evidence and interact with opposing viewpoints, that's an A paper, depending on, some other things. How strong your thesis is, do you back up your thesis, blah, 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 blah. Typically, people make assumptions and they think that their assumptions are reality. But that's the problem with assumptions. They are not reality. One of these assumptions was, doesn't matter. I'll keep you at that conversation. So let me bring it to you now. I do need to tell you the first one. They thought that they were spending too much time on their journey, not winning. Now, who else, don't you fool me now, have struggles with, I've been on this road long enough, I should be winning by now. Come on, I want to flash your camera. I want to see it. All right, God dog it. Okay, good. Even some folk I didn't expect to do it because it happens. It happens. And so I told them, I told them flat out, I said, listen, before I finish, I'm going to tell you, I get it. I suffer from imposter syndrome almost daily. Y'all familiar with imposter syndrome? Oh, man. Okay. Hold on. Oh, man.
This ain't my life.
Man. Okay, here we go. I suffer from this almost daily, let me tell you. Imposter syndrome, also known as imposter phenomenon, imposterism, fraud syndrome, or the imposter experience, is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their accomplishments or talents and has persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. If I can't tell y'all nothing, every day I go through that. Do you understand? Every day. And I've got a slew of accomplishments that are ironed and etched in history, and no one can say that these things do not exist. But my little brain goes, but no, that's not the way it happened. You got lucky, or something, right? It's just something. It's just something that it does. Anybody, now that you know what that means, does anybody else suffer from that? Because let me tell you, I know that's right. I think anybody trying to change the world. Liddell said, God led me here today. Yes, thank you. Yes. All right. So just check me out. When we have this conversation, I'm telling y'all that right now. I suffer from that. There's not a day that I wake up in which I don't have to heal imposter syndrome. Every day I have to kill that. It's a man. Somebody hearing me great, somebody not. Every day I gotta take all this confidence and say, shut up. Right? Like I do. I have to take all this confidence and say, shut up, imposter syndrome. Let's go. Every single day. Listen, y'all, the software is gonna come out, y'all gonna do your thing. And you know what I'm gonna say? Some variation of, but anybody could have did that. Or something. Right? I'm telling you what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Because it's just one of those things. Now, So I'm relating, and I said, now your assumption is you're behind. So now it brings me closer to, but I'm having you read these again, Grace, so get ready. So I had to break down to them. I've been in business since 1996, same business. Now the business has shifted both a little and a lot. The truth is, it is the exact same business. It has the same goal. And the back part you can't see looks exactly like it was. Here was the original business idea, to have this big old machine power me to be a huge personal brand. So I'll never be forgotten. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. Let's just psychologically keep it real. I was in the trash can. Everybody forgot me. Ain't no sense in me pretending, Jerry, that that's not a fear of mine. Do you understand? We just gonna keep it real for you. Just, all right? We can keep it real relatable. Ain't no sense in me acting holy. It was completely, powered by the brokenness that growing up in the trash can would do to you. But let me help you, though. God will use your brokenness. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on, though. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Now, and that's regardless of your religion or lack of. All right. Now, so I had to explain to this person, yo, I've been in business 24 years. Because they were looking at my success and going, I should be there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's detrimental to your happiness, but ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It's justifiable, but if you ever want to not be happy, look at somebody else. It's just kind of the way that works. So I had to tell them, look, you got 9 years in. I got 24. Everybody's looking at me now going, oh my God, you're lucky. 24 years. 24 years. Nobody wanted to feature me anywhere.
So you're saying you were an overnight success?
Yes.
Yeah.
Immediately.
It took him 24 years to be an overnight success.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Phil.
24 years is nothing. I got a belt that old.
You ain't lying. 24 years. I want you to think about this concept. Some of you just haven't been doing it long enough. And I'm not trying to speak 24 years over you. Sometimes your dream is so big, it takes you 24 years to grow up to the dream.
This is the wrong call. I'm sorry. That's not until later on this afternoon.
You sure right. That's a couple of hours from now. I just want you to.
Never thought of it.
I man, child. I ain't
That's a good one.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We need to make a T-shirt out of that one. I might
right.
just do it.
I know that's right. Go ahead, Deanna.
There's something that you used to tell us, and it took me a second to catch it, but when you said it the first time, the seed was planted, and it just started kind of just growing. You said either you grow out to your money or your money will dwindle down to you.
That's Jim Rohn. I just quote him a lot when I say it, but go ahead though.
And when you said it, I was like, I'll be doggone.
It's facts.
That's why I was always broke.
Yes. Because you was always broke in your head.
And mind you, I literally, when I first started working, I went from one job to, and I used to tell people this, I was like, I had 3 jobs and not a dime at one time. And not a dime of it to show for it. And I literally, you said all the time, you've had hundreds of thousands of dollars come across your path, and I've literally held like 30, 40, $50,000. Well, no, I've held like $70,000 in my, well, prior to you.
You've probably, before me, you've probably held $3 to $7 million.
You know what? I have, from an apartment complex to the jobs I've had. And it also explains why the last apartment complex I was managing started dwindling in my hands.
Because you was dwindling. Because it was shrinking down to your size. You put a small man into a big organization, that man will not stop until that organization is his size.
And now it makes so much sense. So I'm just gonna go and mute my mic because, like Law said, this is not the call for that. So I'm gonna go and just mute my mic. But I just have to express that because it's like it makes, when you actually pay attention to your business, is only going to be as big as you are.
It can only be it's your manifestation.
So if you're still it
took me 24 years to have enough confidence, skills, and character to have all y'all follow me. So I didn't deserve you 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I didn't qualify for your vibration.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Okay, go ahead, Monica, then Law.
No, I was just going to say that I think sometimes we have their dreams, but we don't realize, I guess, which route to take to actually get there. So you're taking all these different routes until you find the right route, and it takes time, because I'm 38 too. So for me, I should have found it a long time ago, and I'm considering myself behind, but it's like sometimes you take the wrong route. And I think overall people have to go through that to really realize what they need to do. Because I thought I was making good money in the corporate world, but at the same time I was like, I'm not getting as far ahead as I should be for my age, is what I kept thinking. So I'm like, why am I making decent money and then all my whole life is just going to that job and I'm not getting ahead? So I think it's just
Deanna, same problem. You was So I started to tell Deanna I just let her make it, but now since you brought it back up, I get to throw both of y'all on the samurai sword now. Okay, so thank you both of you for your blood sacrifice. Okay,
I'm here. I'm setting you up.
You're both for slaves. She just made herself she had 3 slave masters. So we're talking about three jobs, and you was a high paid slave master. But you both were slaves.
Yeah. Yep.
Can I say something?
I sure was.
Yeah. Go ahead, Vanessa.
I never wanted to work for anybody. I've always sort of had that entrepreneur thing about myself. And my mama used to say all the time, Vanessa, you don't like taking orders. You need to work for yourself.
You grew up in the wrong generation.
I started popping popcorn. I was in the flea markets. I used to sell jewelry. I used to do makeup. Never made no money though. But it was I just was trying something. With hopes that it would happen. But until I really truly, it was the universe, prayer, whole lot of other people praying for me.
Yeah.
But like you say, I had to grow to this place.
That's it.
But it took a lot of cleansing. It was a lot of pain. I went through a lot.
Who grows without pain? Because I ain't never grow without pain in my life. I've never been happy and said, you know what, I want to grow. That ain't never happened.
And it's just like now my body has caught up with my mind. When I got rid of all of the utensils, other stuff that I was using, to get to where I'm at today, which is myself. None of it was outside of me. It was always on the inside of me. So I've discovered that person and I'm okay with her. I love her. I like her today.
I like her too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Susan was talking about you yesterday. Or the day before yesterday, I think it was. I think it was the day before yesterday. Yeah. We got some plans for you. She was trying to make sure you didn't get lost in the system. She was like, no, you make sure Vanessa is right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Susan.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Susan.
Yes.
Don't let me get lost, because I'm one of them lost children. That was one of my titles. One of the lost children.
She know your potential, and she was making sure I put you in the right spot. You understand? It was Monday. Now that I think about it.
Use me. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Come on, Law. Let me hear from you.
Thank you.
No,
I
you
love the
welcome.
way Pastor John Gray puts it. He says that God will put you through a test to make sure that your character matches your calling, and you continuously go on that test until it gets to that point. But to go back to what Monica was saying, I don't believe there's any wrong turns. What's for you will always be for you, no matter what path that you take. It just takes a little longer, regardless. And as far as for working other people, I always knew I wasn't supposed to work for other people too, because I was too much of a rebel. I think when I go to work and I clock in at T-Mobile and I'm wearing a blazer and a tie or whatever it is I'm wearing, and that's not the uniform, and people in that environment can't understand that. And I'm just like, well, this is me. This is what I dress for, because I'm supposed to have money. So however y'all dress, however you dress, ain't got nothing to do with me.
I know that's right. Let me tell you, when you grow up, if I tell y'all ever seen that 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid that you go, that boy gonna be something one day. He's just something just different, or that girl. You got all that confidence and leadership skills, and 5, you don't know what to do with that. You get in trouble a lot. Let me tell you, I got in trouble. Go sit down. Get out of grown folk business.
That's my whole life.
I was like, but look, this is trash. So you need to change that. You know, like,
It's called controls talking on the report card.
Oh my God, yes. I forgot about that.
I used to get a U in that
I stayed with
Every time,
stayed.
Monica, every time I stayed with you.
All you entrepreneurs had that unsatisfactory. Go ahead, Phil.
Now, my age, it was lack of self-control.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of checking that box, they would blacken it in.
All of it.
My nickname when I was 5 from where my dad worked, when I would show up, they would go, here comes the senator.
Oh.
They were calling me the senator at the age of 5.
Wow. Wow. You were definitely different. Vanessa, I was thinking the whole time you was talking, girl, you was born in the wrong generation. You sound like a millennial. you doing all that as a woman in your generation, trying to run businesses.
Okay. I agree. I'm a millennium.
Yeah.
I'm an M&M.
Yeah. I can't imagine how many times you heard the phrase, now you know better.
Oh, yeah. You better tell it. You better tell it. I say now I'm ageless. Don't even ask me my age. I don't have one. I'm with you, Law.
I ain't mad at you. Shaker says, well, actually, Shaker, if you want to say what you said in chat, if you want to say it, and then I'll address it, and then I'll show you how this conversation came up.
Okay.
You want to say it in chat? Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was, it was for Antonio's sentence where he said, I had to qualify myself for 24 years. I think I definitely strongly believe that I equally had to qualify myself. And I'm still in the process of qualifying, because each time just like in science, the energy always flows from a higher potential to a low potential. So I am qualifying myself, and there was this experiment back in school days that we used to do, the tuning fork experiment. There used to be 2 similar shape, size. I think the material was also the same. They were at a certain distance, and one was strung, one was hit with another fork, and it would ring. And a few seconds later, the other tuning fork, which would be at a certain distance, that would also resonate at the same frequency. And then you would silence the tuning fork A, tuning fork B, the one at a certain distance away, would resonate at that frequency. So I am going through that journey. I am also qualifying myself. It has taken me so many years, and I have, through Satish, through you, through so many people, I find myself today only because I have qualified. It has taken me literally, I think, over 30 years. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
No, that's powerful. That's powerful. Both you and Carisha in here cutting up on the chat. I see. I'm about to address her, her stuff as well. If we was on the Thursday call Law talked about, I would tell you that these are divine connections. This is the way this works, right? You have it's like, so you're doing something, and then once you grow to whatever you're doing, I'm talking about awareness, then a divine connection unlocks for you, and then they take you where you need to be next. I'll give you a great example. I'm doing this, software is coming out, slaughtering this thing here. And I know that I'm going to have an internet store to push the community into team. What I want is to be able to have people name their teams and have people proud of their teams, and then wear company insignia to have you proud of that. Because the one thing you need to do with any company is find out a way to have your customers hold the company in their hand. Okay? So I knew that for 2 or 3 years. And if you look on both websites, you'll see a little shop tab in which you see me experimenting with this here. The problem is that ain't my gift. But then once I continue to move forward, and now the software is, I couldn't stop it if I tried to. All the last payments were made, and I've hired the engineers and I got all this stuff. Then there's this Muslim in New York lifting weights, right, with dad caps on, that got a similar background as me. And then he goes, let me check out this guy. Starts researching me. And now we have Justin, who will do that for me, what I've been trying to do for 2 years. You understand? Divine connection. Is as you keep moving forward, something unlocks. I didn't qualify for Justin until I kept moving forward. You understand what I'm saying? And all of us are like that, for all of us like that. It's just the way life works. You have to trust that where you're going, that big you is not letting you down. Go ahead, Phil.
The old saying, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear.
Perfectly captured. Perfectly captured. That's exactly. You get it? I am supposed to have the vision for, let's just call it the store. I ain't supposed to have the plan or the infrastructure. That's somebody else's job. Do you get it? And you have to be leader enough to know when you ain't good over there and move. Y'all already ran out of material. If I was sitting up there running the Bureau of Dominant Speakers, y'all already ran out of material. Yeah, you already ran out. Or it would have blended into looking like the Business University. These are the Bureau looks nothing like the Business University. They are two completely different things. But if I'd have kept staying, it'll like, so what's the difference? That would have been like the number one question. You got to know when to move your butt to the side. That's real leadership. Knowing when to let somebody else be better than you in an area. Okay? That's real leadership. When you can say, hey, can you go be better than me over here because you are? That's leadership. Forget what anybody else tell you. That's leadership. All right? Now, Carisha says, look, I'm just over here in all this experience and success. I'm trying to reap what I didn't sow. She want to reap and harvest what she didn't labor. Okay, that's what she trying. That's what Warren Buffett does. Did Warren Buffett build Geico or buy Geico? Somebody else built it. He bought it. That's kind of life I like to live. Warren Buffett turned 90 years old 2 days ago. The man's been investing since he was 11, I believe, or something like that. I may be off, maybe 12. But it ain't past 13. I know that for sure. I studied Warren Buffett for about 8 years, from 2008 to about 2016. I have a whole note. It's condensed. It's like Warren Buffett. There it is right here, just to show y'all. Share my screen. I have a whole note. This my boys' homeschool stuff. Don't worry about that. So yes, here Warren Buffett strategy. I haven't updated since January 29, 2018. I condensed this man's full 90 years into seven steps. I'll blow it up so everybody can see. Yes, go ahead, Deanna. I'm pretty sure you feel say, can you send me that?
That's
That sounds like
exactly
you.
what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Don't send it over.
Yes, man.
No.
So what I do is, let me see if it's let me blow it up right here. All right. Give me a second. I'll stop sharing this. I'll put on the Word here. I'll post it in the chat too. And I'll put it on a Word document for those of you with smaller devices. You'll be able to see it.
Thank you kindly.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. I've studied for years. So when Deanna, remember I told y'all to write down how many, like how long do you want to live, and then how many days on planet Earth, and then translate that days.
At FedEx, we're making reusable packaging our priority because Earth is our priority. Our goal is to be carbon neutral by 2040. We call it Priority Earth. FedEx, where now meets next.
Gonna have left on planet Earth?
Yes,
I got that
sir.
from Warren
Countdown
Buffett.
every day.
I got that from Warren Buffett. One of the videos I was watching about Warren Buffett. And these are boring videos too, y'all. Let me just tell you, this isn't, one of the videos, he turned down a meeting. It was a big deal too. It was a big deal. It was like they were trying to shoot a story or something. And he said, listen, if you want to meet with me, you have to meet with me at this time. You have this amount of time. It has to be on this day and this place. This isn't me being rude. He said, and I think it was something like I have approximately 14,375 days on planet Earth left, and I maximize each day. And I sat back and I went, what? Who does that? And how many years ago did I teach you that, Deanna?
Yeah, I believe you taught me that when you first started coaching me.
Yeah,
and mentoring me.
About 5 years ago. Because I've been from 2012, yeah. So I've been living by that. I every day I wake up, I got this little note. I just subtract a day. Now, here's Warren Buffett's strategies. I just need I just needed a condensed version. Do you understand? You can't find this nowhere. I don't think so. I don't think it's maybe some weird guy put it out there. Who knows? But this is what I got from just studying his life. Invest, don't speculate. Period, point blank. Don't be one of those people that go, man, I should have invested in Apple in 1981. No, you should have invested for real. Don't speculate now, like actually get it done. Be a business owner. Is Warren Buffett an investor or is he a business owner? That's a very debatable question. Because without doubt, he owns the businesses that he invests in. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Allocate capital efficiently. It just simply means I corrected you yesterday, Deanna. I said we're not going to use $10,000 for that. Remember that? So do you remember what I told you? I told you specific instructions to do with $10,000.
You said take the $10,000 and you. Okay, so I'm going to paraphrase it, but you said don't take $10,000 and put it somewhere where it's not going to duplicate. You said for that you use cash flow and you take the 10,000 and you put it where it'll generate more money for you.
All right, so you got the concept. You did. If you remember it the way you just said it, you'll be good for the rest of your life. I said, don't ever take money and kill it. If you got $10,000, it needs to start moving. Money is useless if it's not moving. Now you take that $10,000 and you turn it into cash flow. And then from that cash flow, you pay that thing you wanted to do. What y'all do is you take $10,000 and you pay that thing because you don't have the discipline for delayed gratification. You don't have skin tough enough to let people talk about you because you don't have that thing yet. But when you get in you the discipline for delayed gratification, you can wait a year before you get that thing, whatever that thing is. and create the cash flow to do it. So you pay it off once, and then the next month, that cash flow is coming right back. You essentially want to turn $10,000 into $1 million or $100,000 or something like that. Cash flow, automatic. Okay, go ahead, Law. Let me get you.
I was going to say that I think in this moment he has transitioned to just business owner, even though he's constantly investing. But there are some people that just invest and don't actually really own anything. So I will go with owner.
Yeah, no doubt. He's both for sure. He's both. He's in the B&I quadrant. He owns Geico. It's not the only company. He owns a significant chunk of Coca-Cola. Significant chunk. Heinz Ketchup is another one of his companies.
Holy crap, I did not know that one.
No.
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
I know about Dairy Queen.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. And he defies all odds. Like he would make Susan's eyes bleed with his diet. He eats McDonald's and drinks Coca-Colas every day. He does it. He does it. So just essentially knowing, so I showed it to you. I just condensed his life into 7 rules. Now, let's back up to the beginning of this meeting because everything has had its purpose. And I'm going to show you. Grace, repost. So look, she was already on it. I tell you, go ahead and do a little bit. Now, use your teacher voice and read this here. I'm still focused on getting prepped for the software lunch. I still haven't fully explained to you how I move from defining moment to defining moment, but I'm about to do it all right now. Go ahead.
We are focusing on taking advantage of the now, preparation, hyper execution, structuring for the now, and restructuring for 2 futures.
This is why I decided when the whole world turned upside down and money started falling out its pockets to open up these meetings that I just had with my team to the whole world for free. Because I'm about to say some stuff right now that you cannot read in a book. You have to, most of the knowledge that besides the spooky stuff, most of the knowledge that I have has come from getting punched in the face. Okay? It has come from going, Vanessa, follow me. We're going to make it. Bam! Oh, okay, Vanessa, wait a minute. I was wrong about that way. If you just give me a second. I'm serious. Like, I need you to get that most of my knowledge comes from getting punched in the face because you move forward and gravity says, get out of here. Your plan ain't good enough. Do it again. And only those who keep moving forward and refine and redefine their plans become successful. This is why most people don't move forward because they're not successful. And why most unsuccessful people are in comfort because comfort is the antithesis of success. I need you to know that we're moving, when the software comes out, that'll be a defining moment. And then I'm going to move us to another defining moment. If you think I act like I act right now, wait until you have that software in your hands. Because then my brain's going to shift to, Jerry said, damn gravity. My brain's going to shift to 7 million customers. So let's rewind. I'm making all this make sense to you now. In 1996, I was be famous. That's what I was. Straight up. That's all I cared about. Okay? Be famous. And then I started my company in a garage like every other company. And it wasn't even my garage. It was my cousin's garage. It wasn't even mine. With 2 turntables and a mic. Justin, so cliche. Okay. 2 turntables and a mic. Dead serious. Okay. And we would freestyle against each other. It just and we split up the crew into 2 different crews, and blah blah blah. That's exactly what happened. It's like being, I'm gonna talk Law's language, at the Rock. Okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Bed-Stuy, the Rock. Yeah, anyway, over there, I'm just doing all that stuff. Now, then I moved it to, I gotta have employees. Well, then now we gotta have money. And then I don't know what I'm doing. I had money, but didn't know what I was doing. So let me go to the Army and figure some stuff out. Now I know what I'm doing. And the Army taught me one thing, Vanessa: you'll love it. It speaks to your spirit. I don't like working for people. That's what the Army taught me. That's what it really taught me. It taught me that, how to load some weapons real quick. How to speed load. What do you do with no click and pop, all sorts of stuff like that, right? That's all the Army taught me. And how to play spades and drink beer, okay? How to play spades and drink beer. Go ahead, Law.
When you're a rebel, no one can handle you. I think that's why I got a new working assignment.
That's it. Carisha says that's what the Army taught me too. That's it. And then I moved us from, okay, now that I know what to do, I need to make us a real business, whatever that meant to me. And that took all the way to 2012. And then I took us from, and that's 2004 to 2012, 8 years. Then I said, I need to make this a self-autonomous. Yeah, I know autonomous is to feed itself, to also, it needs no help, no outside help. You do know, I built this company with not a single investor dollar. Not one. Okay? That's why we can do some of the crazy stuff we do, because I don't owe nobody. Now, I need you to get that come software release, so we are self-autonomous. Now I'm going to focus. I'm going to get real Captain America on you, okay? Because all I'm going to see next is 7 million. There's some things here. This is like 5 things for y'all. I don't have goals. I have defining moments. We're going to go from, do we got customers? Yes. I can show them to you right now. Y'all customers in the cell. But do y'all hear me keep acting like we ain't got a single customer? Because I can't see nothing else. I can't see nothing but 7 million. And we at 0. I need you to get this. So as soon as the software come out, 7 million. And that'll be our next defining moment. So anything that happens in between there will be goals that are met, but that's only because I'm focused on this defining moment. The goals need to bow down and respect me. The defining moment is what I'm attempting to grow out to. And I gave you my steps of how I'm going to do it. Grace, read it one more time, and then I'm going to end the meeting. When she finishes reading, and when I finish explaining, I would have gave you the steps that I am using to go get to 7 million customers. If you just take a portion of it, you can go get to at least 700. Go ahead, Grace.
We are focused on taking advantage of the now, of preparation, of hyper execution, of structuring for the now, and of restructuring for 2 futures.
Taking advantage of, thank you, Grace. Taking advantage of the now. I only got what I got, nothing less, nothing more. Okay, that's it. I got Phil, Susan, and all y'all on this camera. Anybody who said, hey, I'm gonna be there, I ain't talking to them. But no, man, you really need to go talk to such and such because, they're influential. Are they here? And then I ain't talking to them. And y'all need to get to the point in which you only talk to the now as fast as possible. I can get to 7 million customers with y'all, and I don't need nothing else. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't need nobody else. I can do it with y'all, or y'all wouldn't be here. It'd be a different person. If I can't tell y'all nothing, y'all keep going away from your resources, chasing other people, and not using the monikers you got. And so now Monica leaves and go find someone who's going to use it because you was out there chasing someone who was never going to come in the first place. You take advantage of the now. If it's 20 people on this call, if it's just 20 people ever, I can get to 7 million with 20. Y'all should write this, what I'm saying down right now. Every organization, regardless of size, has enough money and resources to achieve every dream that it wants. I'll repeat. Every organization, regardless of size, presently has enough money and enough resources to achieve whatever that leader wants. You can tell I've said that before because I live by it. Go ahead, Phil.
Companies make this mistake time and time again. There's usually 3 kinds of people in your businesses. There's the engaged, there's the disengaged, and there's the people who haven't made up their mind. And leadership has a tendency to focus on the people that are disengaged. So the people that haven't made up their mind, they say, well, if I'm going to get attention, then I better be disengaged. And the people that are engaged go, well, man, they're not paying any attention to me. I better be somebody who's disengaged because then they'll pay attention to me. And then so what you need to pay attention to is just what you said, the people that are engaged, and pay attention to them. Because the people that are disengaged will either go, well, I better be engaged or I'm going to miss out or I'm going to leave. And then the people that haven't made up their mind said, well, I better be engaged because that's what the leadership's paying attention to.
Very well said and broken down incredibly. So Liddell, I don't know why I'm fit to say this, but I'm saying it right to you. So if you got 3 members left, that's all you need to get what you need to get done. You don't need a single more. You don't need another one. You only need the ones that give you peace and are happy to be there. You don't need nobody else.
Who needs the next one?
He said, get out of my business. All right, so I'm prepped on the now. Anyone getting software and listen, y'all, when this software come out, y'all will not hear me one time say, oh man, you know what you should do? Remember that guy that used to be? No. Y'all getting it. Do you understand? No one else. Well, who get it after that? Whoever you bring in. Hey, Tony, I remember such and such. They were here a year ago. Mm-hmm. Somebody did that. Somebody tried to do that just now. Texting Deanna, saying, I don't even know how to get back in. I ain't make no big deal about them getting back in. I didn't. They're valuable. Not over here. They're valuable somewhere else. If you want to be valuable over here, then be valuable over here. They still valuable, Vanessa. They're just not over here. They're not the sheep I need to go back for. You understand what I'm saying? They're just something great. When they ready, then I'll give them some attention. But if I give them attention, I take it away from you. I'm trying to help somebody. You're right, Carisha. This is most certainly metacognition, without a doubt. It's most certainly that. Most certainly. The software is out. You done already broke through. You ain't lying. Take advantage of preparation. I'm using all of September. You know, if you know me, I don't spend money. The thought of spending money is, I just don't. If I can't fathom how it's going to make me money, then I won't spend it. This is just something that's in me. It just is. It just is. It just is. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So for those of us that are here now and part of the group that's growing and moving forward, remember you to for us to kind of affiliate with each other and our businesses so that we can help promote each other as well. Right. But also those that are at a level where it's more beginning and the funds are low, if there are funds that are available, would you be able to kind of have some kind of little class or something on what to do with those funds that can generate money?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I tell you what, new rule, if y'all need any specific help, like she just said, you break in like she just did, or you contact Phil, Susan, Deanna, Grace, and let them know, and I will immediately teach that. So Friday, I will teach, remind me, Grace, how to be on the call Friday, Carrie, if you can, or at least send me a bunch of questions you have, and I'll make that whole Friday call about what you just said. Sure
Perfect.
will. Yes, ma'am. Got you.
Hey, Real, can you tell me what you're going to talk about?
I got $35. How can I run my business with it?
Thank you.
Okay. That's basically.
Here's one for you. I'm rolling pennies to put gas in the car that isn't even mine.
No, that's right.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
Yeah, buddy.
And the car was Jerry's.
Oh, man.
That is correct.
So that's the class you want me to teach.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anytime. It's new rule. From now on, that's the new culture. This is why that's why I like being a wartime CEO, because I ain't had to ask no board or nobody, hey, can we respect what Kara just? No. New rule. You understand? Right now, we gonna do that for anybody want to do it, because this is a different kind of education system. It's where the students determine the curriculum. Go ahead, Law. And I'm almost done. Give me like 3 more minutes.
I just love that y'all all can be this transparent about your experiences and what you have been through. And it just helps so many people to know that we all go through the struggle, that it ain't just you, that you just got to continue to push forward. But I look forward to just sitting there at that round table, drinking that whiskey, and just saying, let me tell you.
Yeah, I understand.
Let me tell you.
Me healthy enough to have my legs crossed. You understand?
Don't push it. Don't push it.
Yeah, I cross my legs. Sure is. I'm almost there, Susan. They crossed.
My mother can cross her legs now.
They crossed. I got them
moment.
crossed. But then they kind of, after a minute, they kind of that right leg kind of bounces back. I got to drop a little more weight. I'm doing it.
You better focus on some yoga.
Yeah, buddy. You ain't lying.
Focus on the yoga.
You ain't lying at all. I need to look more like Justin, for sure. Now, take advantage of hyper execution. So after I buy all the equipment, go ahead, Susan. Go ahead. I even see you. Go ahead.
Well, to kind of summarize all that, anyone that's ever been around me for any length of time know my favorite saying is inch by inch, anything's a cinch.
Yep.
And that's how I pretty much live my life, especially since being with Phil Sorrentino.
No doubt. I tell y'all, just as a short sidebar, quick. I dropped 80 pounds now, and what's happening? I have a body type. Yeah, thank you, Deanna. I have a body type that rushes all my remaining fat to my stomach. That's what's happening to me now, right? That's what's happening to me now. It's, and I forget what they told me, but it's my body thinks it's under attack or something like that.
That's most men.
That's most men.
Men have the apple shape. Females have the pear shape. It goes to females' hips.
That's right.
Mostly.
You know this. Okay, Monica, right after this call, me and Deanna will get on the phone, and I'm going to need you. Go ahead, Grace.
Yeah, I'm on a call too. Yeah.
Grace ain't trying to be left behind for nothing.
That's right.
You're not gonna leave me out of this one. Wait a minute.
Okay. And anyway, let's make a Zoom. We'll record the call so we can push the replay out so everybody can get by, because Monica worked at Ghost Gym for 10 years. And Vanessa's like, yes, please, thank you. Yes. We'll record the call so you can tell me how to burn this fat down here. Okay.
Deanna should send
you. Sugars and Fats, I believe it's called. Okay. Got you.
Deanna should bring you to Banyan Botanicals so you can take the dosha test so you know what your body type is and what's good for your body type and what's not, because you might be eating and doing the wrong things.
Okay, I could dig it. Well, the
Hey,
good thing is
Antonio.
I had what was his name? Daryl. He was a chef, and he walked me through diet and my body type. That's a good thing. Go ahead, Vanessa.
I just wanted to say to Monica, I have severe stomach cramps when I try and do sit-ups. That's my only thing about I don't seriously have a gut per se, but my weight is melting off. I learned how to do colon cleanse years ago, and that has really helped. And diet, what I eat has tremendously changed.
Okay,
So
I know
what
what to do.
about those stomach cramps though?
I know what to
I
do.
can
Do crunches.
I can get with you separately, because the thing is with because you said it's when you're doing crunches. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. A lot of people actually don't do crunches correctly. So I can
okay.
talk you through it or give you other exercises that work your core without having to do actual crunches.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Hold on real quick. Let me.
Well, first thing, real quick, do you drink enough water?
I do.
All right.
You know, sometimes I sit and drink a gallon in one setting.
Oh Lord, have mercy. God,
and my weight is peeling off little by little.
God bless you. Well, we're gonna work it out. We between Monica and Justin, we're gonna work it out. Oh, look, Justin, you have me this mic. Go ahead, Justin.
I'm gonna tell you this. It's all in the diet. It's
Yeah, them
all in the
processed
diet.
foods, that processed stuff.
I mean,
I
first
don't eat
off,
processed at all.
there's a book, and it's called Eat to Live.
Eat to Live, my man.
Okay, now between that book, I mean, that still has meat in it, but you can add different things. Alkaline water is good. Definitely, you have to cleanse your intestines. You get a total body cleanse. You have to cleanse. You may be holding 15, 20 pounds of waste in your, I know it sounds nasty, but you might be holding 15 to 20 pounds of waste in your intestines and not even know it.
I know. I was.
That's where all the processed food and the meat sit, and that's where cancer actually builds. Yep. Between that and your lungs with mucus. Mucus is the biggest disease holder. That's where like 99% of all diseases come from is mucus. So you got mucus in your lungs and you got waste in your intestines. You relieve that, but your body stores your sugar all in your GMO lining, right under your belly button.
Well, I'm doing some stuff. I'm doing some stuff on the cellular level, and I'm getting ready to order some products with Candias in mind. So, you've heard of Candias, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
Yeah,
Candias is that stuff that you just mentioned. So I'm getting rid of some of that because we breathe it. It's not so much that we're eating it. I you know, you got me, Justin?
I guess the air intake but I don't me personally, I'm not a personal trainer or a nutritionist, so I can't speak on expert level or scholar level or something like that.
I
do for myself, and but it works.
He's a good-looking brother with zero body fat.
It works.
Right.
I mean, but
we ladies gonna get in shape too, right?
Yeah, he got a six-pack, some solid. Yeah, he got it together.
All right,
I'm just saying it's the diet though. It's your diet.
I get it. I understand. It's a way of life for me at this point. It's a way of life. I want to be healthy.
All of the products in the world, you can exercise too, but if you don't change what you're putting into your body, everything comes from within and goes out. So if you don't change what you're putting into your body, once you stop that,
you don't need a lot of products either. You don't need a lot of products. You go to the farmer's market and you get whole food. Whole food is not canned sweet potatoes with marshmallows.
No, I don't do those.
That is a healthy fat. There's just
I'm a nice
healthy fats, and a sweet potato and an avocado, and you should eat those early in the day, never for dinner.
Right.
And eat vegetables and protein, and a little bit of fruit. Not much fruit, and it should be berries. And you can
I get it.
Nut. And I mean, I eat a lot of food. I'm a very healthy eater, but I like to eat a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I do as much as you know.
It's not processed. It ain't rich in calories
I
and all
watch
that.
calories. I watch
Yeah.
Very
calories.
simple. It's a very
Yeah,
simple
my
thing.
breakfast is
Eat
300
like the
maybe
ants,
calories.
eat
Yeah, but
like our.
it depends on what you're eating, though. It could be turning
I,
into sugar, and some food literally turns into
well,
sugar.
I'm
Yeah.
getting ready to go and drink a plant-based shake. Everything, pretty much what I'm doing is low glycemic. The products and foods and consciousness that I have, I watch sugar levels. I'm sort of diabetic conscious. I'm not diabetic though. I get it. I'm thinking it could be more psychological. I'm seeing a
Well,
therapist today, y'all.
everything's psychological. There's no doubt
I'm
about it.
seeing a therapy.
Yeah,
I think I
everything's
need to be
psychological.
unlocked somewhere up here, you
Well,
know.
everything's
It's all
psychological. I
good.
can tell you for sure, a lot of the plant-based stuff that I used to buy had 25 grams of sugar in it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
Wherever the mind goes, the body will follow. So if you have a healthy, conscious mind, whether it's meditation or yoga or just reading things or just surrounding yourself with people who are doing that, your body will automatically has no choice but to follow.
Yeah.
I get it.
So
And you're here, so you got to be doing great.
exactly.
We only
Exactly.
attract great people.
You're around
Yeah.
My blood
like-minded people.
pressure,
Yeah.
my
So
blood pressure went from 180 to 155 to 132,
Good stuff.
and I monitored it
And
with
your skin is glowing, and you're still alive.
exactly.
amen.
So you ain't doing too bad.
I ain't complaining. I'm grateful.
Go
Thank
ahead,
you.
Susan.
Thank
I didn't
you.
realize Monica was a trainer
So
either.
this
We got to
book,
connect.
Yeah, Monica's a trainer and a nutritionist, so I'm actually fit to say something right after this here.
Okay.
I'm about to make her. Let me do it right now, Monica. You just launched the health side of the ATS Business University, so we gonna talk right after this call.
Praise be look at God.
There you go.
You need to collaborate to put stuff on
And
e-commerce
I was
sites.
gonna say,
Yeah.
Justin
Yep.
is gonna be head to head with you. You're gonna get that done.
Yeah.
Here's
I
a
like the
very good
holistic stuff. I like holistic.
Now you guys know. Now you guys know that that's part of my business. So you better not leave me out
And
of it.
you already know I do
No,
group
me either.
economics. I'm not
I
tripping.
like the
I'm
holistic
not even
stuff.
tripping.
Yeah.
One go, we all go. Go ahead, Susan.
this book right here, and because I have this thing, it's called Food, What the Heck Should I Eat?
Yeah.
By Dr. Mark Hyman. He is they opened up a whole functional medicine, which is, all the natural stuff at Cleveland Clinic a few years ago. I've been following him for 20 years. And he is the head of the functional medicine. He's kind of the guru over all of the people that way. And so this book, it even has a shopping guide, what to get, Food, What the Heck Should I Eat by Dr. Mark Hyman. It'll give you everything. And meat, truly, a little bit of meat is not bad. If it's just, whole chicken, or sometimes people that are on vegetarian, vegan diets have more body fat.
My vegetarian diet was full of sugar.
Thing. Yeah, they're eating the wrong.
I became anemic not eating meat.
My vegetarian diet was full of sugar. Full of sugar.
Yeah.
I hear you. Mine was too. I didn't know no better.
It has the shopping guide in the back. I mean, I get on health summits that are a week long with all these top gurus, and I have studied it over the years. It's only for my own passion, for myself.
Wow, that's good. That's good. That's good.
I share it with my clients just so they can, do it themselves. It's not something that I teach, but I just live by it.
Yeah,
And
no, good stuff. Good stuff. Let me give a
we
quick.
all need to do that as we become these millionaires here. We need to have health.
It's part of the process. You can't be a millionaire with a crappy diet. It's just not going to happen.
Can I ask
yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I just want to put I basically went all through that. Well, because I was bigger in the early when I first
much
met
bigger, and you out running every morning. He came down to Galveston for 3 days, was running every morning. He crazy as hell, but keep on going.
But I'm saying that because all of that is just changing your mind, being disciplined to it, because I had to change my diet too. So I lost all the weight, feel a lot better, and I had high blood pressure. Didn't tell nobody that, but now it's been normal.
If you can't be disciplined enough to delay gratification in this food that you eat, you will not delay gratification in the money that you invest. They are connected, hand in hand. Period. Okay. Period. Let me say a few things, because I made a promise that hyper execution, all this preparation, we doing 100 times more energy than what we was doing. And then taking advantage of the structuring for now. That means whatever we got, I'm murdering it. It just is what it is. Don't matter if it's complete or not. Got it. And then restructuring for the future. I've started something where we focus on global expansion, and we're taking all those moves now. So those are your steps right there. Let me also say that Monica, right after this call, we're going to set up a health call. Please believe me, between every time Justin's available, because he's a health nut, Susan, you're going to have plenty of feedback, but I'm talking about from working out to dieting, because I totally did not take advantage of you, Gold's Gym, 10 years and personal trainer and all that stuff. I don't know why I didn't do that, but we're doing it now. That's for sure. And also the book that Justin brought up saved my life. The only reason I lost 80 pounds is because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Eat to Live. That's the one you was talking about, right, Justin?
Yes, sir.
All right, then. I'm letting y'all know right now. And listen, let me tell you something. You don't see too many chunky Muslims. I'm just going to tell you what it is. And that's the truth. That's the truth, okay? Because they take diet extremely serious. It wasn't until I messed up yesterday, I forgot. So typically I eat, without going too deep into it, I eat to live. I basically go on a 24-hour fast every day. I didn't know I did it. I was just following the instructions in the book. I pretty much eat once a day at probably about 6 o'clock. I fooled around yesterday and ate early and forgot that I ate. So I ate twice yesterday. And I feel that because my body is used to it, right? I feel the second eating. I literally feel differently than what I normally feel like. So just wanted to, I thought that was the book he was quoting. So that's the book. Listen, you don't have to be of the Islamic faith or practice to get that book. That book it made me lose 80 pounds. Let me just tell you what it is. Now, as far as what Susan said about avocados, I try to get them as much as I can. And I planted 7 avocado trees in my garden last week, Susan. Sure did. I love
Don't
it.
eat more than one a day because it's a fat. It's a healthy fat.
Super high healthy fat. Yep.
And that is a great, great book. I had a colonoscopy last year, and he said, this is the cleanest colon I have ever seen.
That should go on a shirt.
Sure. I might decide that.
The whole place was going crazy. I'm like,
well, I'm gonna tell you, when I did my last check, so every June the Army makes me go do a full checkup, and when they drew I was 270 at the time, 273, and so they labeled me pre-diabetic the first time, okay, but this time they were shocked. Like they said you should have. I had the cleanest blood work at 273, 5'7", 273, cleanest blood work. No sugar, because there was no sugar in my diet. I had changed my diet, and for like 5 months, I was on it, and my body was already changing. Before I start dropping weight, I start dropping inches rapidly. I lost a whole 2 shoe sizes. I went from a 13 to a 12 as a 38-year-old man. You know how hard that is? I'm telling you, okay? Lost a whole shoe size just from changing diet. So I just want to stress it out. Let me say a couple of more things. Chris is working out very well as our media guy. I've been trying to hire him for a year. He finally, it has been fantastic.
Really?
Yes. If I could just get him to move, you know what I'm saying, to Galveston, and I'll do that. But that's all right, though. That's all right.
Dang well you have intentions of making it happen.
You know what I'm saying. You know, we've given him a place to stay. We've done it. Law, the same treatment you gonna get. We had to get it done. You know, so we had to get it done. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I just want to give him his roses while he's yet living, is what Grace and Carisha would say. Yeah, and Liddell. I wanted to say that right here. She's working out very well. We recorded plenty of things. One more thing, Justin is going to help me just about e-commerce almost everything, from the workouts to just so much. And I'm going to make sure you all know that it is Justin as much as I possibly can. It's going to be him and his company. I'm going to set a vision, and he's going to put his genius on that vision. And together we're going to do great things. And I want all of you to attach yourself to everybody in this company, because whether it's Ayurveda or something, we can all benefit from group economics. That being said, you got about 3 to 4 weeks to procrastinate. I would tell you to stop now. Okay. But if, just to be logical, you got about 3 to 4 weeks to procrastinate. After that, that number one thing says focus on the now. If you ain't in my energy, I'm not going to give you no attention. Here's what's going to happen. I'm already telling them, Law. I'm already saying what's going to happen. Somebody going to get offended because Antonio ain't returning my messages no more like he used to. That's going to happen by intent. I am telling you this. Okay? I cannot get to 7 million customers with energy leaks. Amen. There's a certain amount of energy you need to extract 7 million monthly subscribers from the universe. And I will let you talk about me before I let you make me not get that goal. So if you're in the now, I'm giving you all the attention. If you're not, you ain't getting none of the attention. Okay? Remember that. Now, 4 months from now, we're going to come back and say, he said this. And some of y'all going to defend me without me having to be there. Because I told you what I was going to do. Because that's what leaders do. They make difficult decisions and have to pay for them. Okay? Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. All right, everybody. Thank you. We'll record this call with Monica so y'all can get that replay stuff. Y'all have
Looking forward to the noon call.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.